Good morning or good evening, Jeremy.
Hey, how are you?
I didn't hear you, brother.
How are you doing? Can you hear me now?
I didn't hear you then either.
Well,
There you are. I got you that time.
okay.
There's
I
Victor.
don't know what to do. It says I'm unmuted.
Hello, can you hear us?
I can
Yes.
hear somebody.
Yeah, this is Norman Morgan. I'm getting her, my wife set up for Sailor, so she'll be here in just a minute.
Oh, I see you there now. I got you. And I see
Okay,
Robert,
here.
Victor.
Yes, sir.
How are y'all doing tonight? There's Debbie.
Hey.
It's a long way out there, Debbie.
It is.
How many kids you got now in school?
8, I think, in high school.
Well,
In school, we have 39.
yeah, just in high school you got 8.
Yeah. Well, 7 through 11. Yeah.
Okay. Is that a little bit better than it was last year?
About the same.
Sure hoping you grow a little bit for your sake out there.
Yeah. We're blessed with wonderful kids and wonderful families, though, so we're not
Well, that's good.
complaining.
That's a lot. Sometimes that's a lot better than having a lot of kids.
It is. That's right. We try to just be very careful that the families we bring in are from the children are from like-minded families.
There
So
you go.
it's a peaceful campus and everyone works hard, and it's a blessing to be there.
I know what you mean about having a like-minded group, don't you, Jeremy?
Absolutely.
I think we should be okay.
Jeremy, Jeremy's out at
Yeah.
a place where they cause a lot of trouble. I hear from him about 4 times a year.
Well, yeah, we're trying to get that down.
You're on camera.
Victor, what school are you with?
At Chisholm Trail Academy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that looked familiar to me. I sure did.
Yeah, I know you should, because I caused problem.
Y'all don't cause many problems at Chisholm Trail. Matter of fact, I had nobody on here yet that causes this problem, but we'll have some later. Bobby will be in here in a minute, hopefully.
I think you're lying too.
Check in. Let me see. Oh, I got 12 participants. I gotta let somebody in.
You're good.
Got a whole
Yeah,
bunch.
they don't want to pay that $250.
There we go. Now we're coming on in. Uh-oh. There's Dustin Tarpley, Jeremy. Gotta watch out for
Yeah,
Dustin.
you said the troublemakers were coming later, so I guess he's here.
They're showing up pretty fast right now. Dustin's there somewhere. I've lost him. Oh, there he is. Right there in the middle of my screen. Your whiskers sure grow fast, Dustin.
Yeah, that's your mind.
Hey, it took me 70 years to do this.
Yeah, I made a deal with my boys that they wanted to stay. I was gonna let it go, and I held my end of the bargain until about Valentine's Day weekend, and then it got to the point where I couldn't handle it anymore. It got so long that to the point where you wake up, and it'd be all over, going in all kinds of directions, and it was bothering me during that snowmageddon.
It's tough when you're laying on your beard. There's Chris
Yes.
Hill. Hello, Chris.
Yes.
Hello.
You doing okay today?
Yeah, thanks.
It's like 6:30. You're supposed to have figured that out by now. 6:30 p.m. But we're getting there. And Bobby will show up. That's the star attraction tonight, Bobby Ruby. I may have to call him here in a minute.
I think it's on El Paso time. I think different time zone.
Well, actually, we've talked about that. We talked about it. He said, now we're 6:30 your time, right? I said, correct. And he said, well, I may just be getting out of school. Hey, John. We won't be too long tonight. Just go over a few things. Let me grab my phone right quick, make sure that. Yeah, Bobby's on there right now. Said he's waiting. I don't see him waiting. Oh, there he is. He just got on there. I thought he might be there. Normally I get a little pop-up up at the top. Are you there, Bobby? Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
Good. We were kind of worried about you.
Oh, I was just trying to get on right now. Just giving me problems.
Well, sometimes mine gives me problems. I've had meetings where it dropped me and the meeting just carried on without me. So, you know, that's a good thing. when everybody can carry on without the host,
I'm at the park right now. We're at tennis practice right now. I had my assistant coach is running practice. So I said, I need to get in the school van.
Yeah. Well, it's dark here almost. We just
Is it? Well, yeah, it's not bad here. I mean, we'll have about another hour of light.
Will they ask if we were doing this on our time or El Paso time? Well, I told them we'd be doing it on our time. All right, we're about 4 minutes into our time frame here. Not that we're limited, but I just want to do a quick roll call here. I'm just going to give the school. If you guys will shout out, I'd appreciate it. Alliance Christian. Alliance. I don't believe I've got them here yet. Chisholm Trail is here. Granbury Cornerstone.
Here.
Thank you. San Antonio. I'm not sure they're going to play tennis. I don't know they got on this list. Founders, Louisville. Anybody from Founders? They're going to miss the drawing for that $100 bill, PC.
Nah, I got that.
You already got it? Okay, Jeremy's here. PC Edwards from Georgetown is here. Grace Classical. Mona?
Here.
Where
I'm
are
here.
you?
It's
Oh,
Janae.
there you are. I see you now. You guys might just kind of wave so people know who you are. Dustin Tarpley?
Here.
Okay, good. Dustin's here. Bobby's here. Joshua Christian?
Here.
All right, Joshua's here. Of course, Lakeland's not here. Newman Academy Arlington? Oh, somebody got trained. Newman International Arlington? Newman International Cedar Hill?
Coach McKinney here.
Is it from Cedar Hill? Jason?
Coach McKinney here from Newman Cedar Hill.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. Providence Academy. Matt Tiefenteller. Providence Academy. Victory Life.
Here.
Yep, that's on my screen, she's up top. That's Debbie Haygood. Westlake Academy.
I'm here. Karen Goffworth. Hi.
Okay, I got you there now. I had to move my people around here. Okay, so that's not too bad. Well, Bobby Ruby, as you know, is our tennis commissioner, and he's finally healthy. We appreciate you guys putting up with us putting this off for a little while. Bobby got the COVID back when we were supposed to have the meeting, and he told me he didn't really feel like having it just yet. So we got him well. And then we had the Snowmageddon, or the blizzard of 2021, come in. We finished basketball up, thank goodness. And now we're going to try to get on with tennis and play our tournament here in a few weeks, and move forward. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the website or not, but if you're not, you need to take a look at it, tcafellowship.com. I actually can pull that up, maybe. That's the website right there. You need to be familiar with that. There's a lot of stuff on it. So you'll know, we have our athletics page here. We also have a calendar. If I bring this, if I can make this thing work, it's always a challenge. Right there is the calendar. As you can see what's happening on March the 9th. That's the meeting that we're currently at. And we can go to our athletics spot. And if we want to go there, we're going to see some things that are important for tonight. I'm going to touch on this, Bobby, this one particularly. You see policies and forms. This is important, but it's not as important to you guys. It is only one thing here. If we click on that, policies and forms, that's where our basic rules are for our league. Again, those affect you guys, but you're probably going to be okay as far as getting kicked out of a game or something like that, with the exception of Jeremy Cifello. Something that is important here is this right here, our roster. That is very important to get turned in. Bobby, what's the date you got on the roster, sir? Bobby.
Well, the roster, I believe the roster is March the 25th. 26th is when I should get the final roster for each school.
Okay.
And then I'll touch base in a little while about their entries. But the school roster should come in by the 25th, 26th of this month. That's
this right here. I'm gonna try to pull it up, and I hope that it'll show. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this. Can you see the roster? Is it still on the page? Can you guys see that roster?
Still on the page, Bill.
Okay, let me try this again. How about that? All good? All right. Can y'all see that?
I can see
Yes,
it.
sir.
Okay,
Yeah, I
thank
can
you.
see that.
Yeah, this is our TCAF roster. It's pretty simple. We just have one, and that would be your final roster. So you just put an F in there, school name, AD. The enrollment is not terribly important in this case. Email of your athletic director, and obviously the sport is tennis. This is pretty easy. Last name and first name of your players. They all need to be listed. They have a date of birth. Please take care of that. They're in the 9th, 10th, 8th, 11th, 12th grades. Drop down roster, our drop down item right there. This, if you put in the wrong date, it won't let you record it. The reason is because you're putting in a date of birth that makes that student too old. hang by just a minute. There's Alan. Of course, it's Alan late. But if you put in one and you can't get it to work, it's because you're probably entering a 19-year-old. Date entered the 9th grade, another drop down. Okay, high school or foreign exchange, homeschool or foreign exchange. That's what that stands for. Homeschool or foreign exchange. If that student's new to your school, they should have a transfer form, including a homeschooler that's never played before, should have a transfer. If they are a transfer form, it's easy. Put yes. There's no N there for no. Don't worry about this column. You guys can nix that last column. Again, like Bobby said, this needs to be in by, I believe it's March 26th. That's important. Okay, I'm gonna try to come back on screen for you. We do have, I'm gonna go back to it just a second, just to make sure you guys can get with me on this. If we want to go straight to tennis, you can get either one of those, and then you get down here and you get to tennis. And this is where Bobby's going to step in right now. I've emailed all your athletic directors these documents today. Actually, it was this afternoon. I got them a little bit late and I was out on the road and I didn't get it done early enough today. But all these are on the website as well. The roster I've already showed you. So I'm going to let Bobby kind of tell me what he wants to go to first, and I'll try to click on it and bring it up. Bobby, it's your floor. That was Bobby Ruby on the screen. Bobby? I can't hear you, brother.
All right.
There you go.
Okay. I'm sorry. First off, I just want to apologize to all of you for either a late response or a no response when I was out this last month. There's 5 in my family. We all caught COVID, and it didn't hit us all at the same time. It was about 4 days apart for each of us, and so it was just pretty much a long month. But I do want to apologize for any delay and not getting information to y'all sooner. We were also dealing with trying to secure a location, and Alan Burt over at Westlake was able to get us in contact and secure a facility. And so that did take a little bit of time, and my apologies to you all. I promise it won't happen again this next year. Just real quick on those that Bill called out, the schools that he called out just a short while ago. Of those schools, I have received rosters from Alliance, Cornerstone Granbury, Dallas Academy, Emmanuel, Newman Academy Arlington, and Westlake. So that's what I've received so far. And if I've missed you, just shoot me a text or send me another email, and I'll go back and take a look through my junk email or spam email just to make sure I have that. But as Bill said, just make sure that you get your final rosters in by the 26th of this month, and then we'll kind of go from there. The first form that I want to kind of go over, and I don't know if Bill has this, is the TCAF tennis tournament, the district entry form.
I'm gonna click it up, Bobby. I'm gonna click it up right here.
Go. Yes, sir.
Just give me just a second. I'd like for them to look at it while you go over it.
Are you there?
Can y'all see the district entry form? Debbie, do you see the district?
There it is.
Okay. Okay, Bobby.
So I'm just gonna cover this just briefly. As you all know, the district TCAF district tournament date is set for Thursday, April the 8th, and the tournament location is going to be at Richland Tennis Center in North Richland Hills. And so the address is on that form. This is separate from your roster. This is your district entry form. And so this form must be turned in by Thursday, April the 1st, by 6 p.m. your time, 5 o'clock my time. And just make sure you include your school name, your tennis coach and your tennis coach's email, their cell phone number, and their school number. And then what we need listed, these are the spots that are open, and this is what will be filled with the district roster and the entry form. So on the girls singles, it's just your number 1 and number 2 girls, and boys singles is just your 1 and 2 boys and girls doubles, and then your 2 mixed doubles teams. You may have a total of 30 kids on your school roster, but you can only submit this roster form or entry form for district play. And I know that you may have like one student or one student athlete that is extra, and you may want us to be able to stick them in somewhere. We're not able to do that. So we're going to stick to this entry form, and that's pretty much it. So make sure that you get this form into me by Thursday, April the 1st, because then I will submit this to the Richland Tennis Center, and they're basically going to put everything together for us. They'll put the brackets together, they'll manage the tournament, but it is our responsibility to make sure that we have all of this into them at least 24 hours before the district meet, which is April the 1st. But I want to make sure that we get it to them with plenty of time, because I know at times there's that last minute change, or we have to make an adjustment, or we lose a player, and we can make that. But I want to make sure that we have this in hand prior to, that deadline. So Thursday, April 1st is when this form is due. Bill, go ahead and pull up the district information.
Okay, just give me just a second.
Yes, sir.
I'm still, even after almost a year of this, I'm still getting used to it. Okay, you want the district information. That'd be this one, I believe. I believe it's up.
There it is. Okay, so I basically covered the entries just a short while ago. 2 girls singles, 2 girls doubles, 2 boys singles, 2 boys doubles, 2 mixed doubles teams. So that's what needs to be submitted. Make sure that you fill out that form properly. The other thing is this: make sure that you give us information when you fill in that form. If you have a state champion from last year or 2 years ago, or they're nationally ranked, make sure that you include that in your entry form, so that we can work on the seedings for the tournament, the brackets. That's very important. I know, there last year or the year before, there were quite a few kids that were ranked. There were some kids that won state championships from the year prior, or district championships. We want that information so that we can put the seeding together properly. On the fees, just make sure that you get those fees. I mean, you're going to know with time in advance as to how many players you're going to have, and just make sure your school has a check for written out to Emmanuel Christian School for the number of players, and that's $25 a player. That price hasn't changed. I would say even before I became the tennis commissioner, when Patty Hale was running everything, I think we were still at $25 a player, and so we've just kept it at that, and that will help cover the cost and the expenses of the facility rental. So just make sure that you have that check as you enter into the facility, and I'll be there, and you can get us that check. And then for those kids that qualify, I know for some of you it's easy to get a check. For others, it's a little more difficult. If your kids qualify for the state tournament, make sure that you have that check as well for the following day. But if you can't get it that quickly, then I'll just send you a reminder, and then you can mail that check to us here in El Paso. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to cover everything on substitutions and the draw. I'm going to have you all read through that. Nothing has changed from years prior. Let me see here. I'm sorry, Bill. You're moving here.
Okay.
Go back one page. There we go. Right there. Please make sure that you talk to. I lost my place here. I'm sorry.
What are you looking for?
Go ahead and go to the next page. Go ahead and go to the next page, Bill.
Should be there.
Okay. For just some things that we've dealt with in years past, and I know that parents want to get involved, and siblings want to get involved, and coaching just becomes a thing when you're trying to work with kids during a tennis match. But please be sure that you read that section, and I'll just cover it briefly. Designated coaches are allowed to coach their players only during the 90-second changeover. And so keep that in mind. Talk to your coaches about that. And it's only during that 90-second changeover that they can actually coach. In years past, we've had coaches trying to coach between every point, and that's not allowed. Or parents going up to the fence line and coaching their kids. And this has become a problem and an issue between parents from schools. And when it does, parents will bring it to our attention so that it can be addressed. And so just make sure that your coaches are the ones working with the kids and coaching during the changeover and only during the changeover. And so make sure that you address that with your kids, with your coaches, and with your parents. I think it just makes things a lot easier in the long run. Dress code. Bill, can you go ahead and move over to the next one here?
Hey, Bobby, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
On that page before on the formats, it says for the main draw, it's 2 out of 3 6-game sets. Now, is that changing? Because it used to be main draw was processed until you got to the semis.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm glad you bring that up. That is going to change. The format for the main draw is going to change. And I'll make that update, and I'll email that to you all. I was actually talking to my coach about that today, and we were looking at years prior, and that just didn't get changed in there. But we'll make that change, Jeremy. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it. And I'm just going to touch base on the next section below.
Bobby?
All matches. Yes,
Bobby,
sir.
I think we got a question. I heard some
Hey,
ladies.
Bill.
Victor,
Yeah. Can you hear me okay, Bill?
Yes, ma'am.
This is Debbie. Rick Phelps is volunteering to coach at Victory Life, and he's trying to get in. Can you let him in?
Oh, well, I don't see him, but I'll look.
Okay. Maybe he'll pop up in a minute.
So I'll just go ahead and touch base on all matches. Remind your kids that it is 7-minute warm up, including the 2 minutes for serves. Spin for serve prior to warm up. Make sure that your kids are available and ready, and they're paying attention and listening to the facilitator or the coach calling out the next matches. Because we want to try to get kids on the courts as quickly as we can, and it puts us behind when we're looking for students or we're calling for students and students are nowhere to be found. So just make sure your kids are paying attention to what's going on and what's coming up next. Bill, go ahead and go back. You move forward again.
hey, Bobby, I have a question on designated coaches.
Yes, sir.
how many designated coaches can be?
Just have your one head coach.
Just one head coach, okay.
You have your one head coach so that they can go ahead and talk to those kids. Yes, sir.
The assistant coach could not, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
You know, after each match, the winner is responsible to bring balls back to the tournament desk. Make sure that that does follow. Talk to your kids about that. And both players, the winner and the loser, is to go to the table and report that score. We want to make sure that the score is correct and that it's reported correctly. So make sure that you get that, talk to your kids about that. Even if they lose that match, they need to report to that scores table. And something that we dealt with a couple years ago, the fault line on serves, make sure that you talk to your kids about that. You know, I know here at Emmanuel, we've talked to our kids about foot faults, making sure that your serving is proper and correct. A couple of years ago, there were some schools that really weren't too happy when that was starting to be called out, but it is the game. So make sure that the kids are calling out those foot faults as well. Let's see here. I think we're okay on the district play. ADs, just make sure that your coaches read through that information and they understand it. I'll go ahead and make that change on the main draw and email that out to you all. Bill, go ahead and go to that last page.
I think I'm on it.
Are you? Oh, yeah, you are. There it is. So I'm just going to touch base on, you know, appropriate clothing and dress. We have not really had any issues in years past with that. I know we haven't in our district, but just make sure that your coaches cover that. Standard tennis shorts, shirts, and shoes, you know, make sure that they're non-marking tennis shoes. Make sure that, you know, the young ladies they're not showing any, you know, their belly, or make sure that everything is covered up on that. Tattoos is another thing that I've kind of noticed in basketball. It is a league policy that tattoos need to be covered by student athletes. And so make sure that your student athletes, if they have a tattoo, that is covered up by tape or pre-wrap or something. And then at the very end there, the coaches meeting, make sure that your head coach is there and in attendance, and make sure that they are ready to go at 8:45 for that coaches meeting. And at 9 o'clock is when we'll get things going. I know a couple years ago, we made some adjustments, and there was a school that was running a little late because of some testing, and we made some adjustments on that. I believe that this year there shouldn't be a conflict with testing at this point. And so if there is, just tell your kids and your coaches that, I mean, they need to be there when we start. We're not making adjustments this year as we did a couple years ago. It makes it very difficult to make those adjustments. So I'm not from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so I don't know I know you all have a lot of traffic. I know I've seen it when I've been there. But make sure that they take that into account and getting to the facility on time. And then just once again, their entries must be submitted by April the 1st by 6 p.m. your time. And then we'll go from there for the state tournament. A lot of these same rules apply for the state tournament. Not all kids qualify. And so, you know, on Thursday night, you know, we'll have an idea. You'll know where your kids end up and where they stand at the end of Thursday night. And then, you know, those are the ones that will qualify for the state tournament the following day. And so on April the 9th, on Friday for state play, that's going to be the same thing, 8:45 for coaches meeting, 9 o'clock we'll get started. And I'll be there. Like I said, Richland Hills, I mean, I'm sorry. Richland Tennis Center will be conducting the tournament. So they will be basically coordinating everything, but we'll be there as TCAF representatives to help with anything. So, if coaches have a question or even players, we'll be able to answer those questions. We will have a trainer there. Bill has, assigned a trainer to all TCAF district or state meets. And so, we will have the trainer there for the meet. So, we look forward to that. On the tennis, on the state form that Bill just pulled up, it's pretty much the same thing that we covered on the district. It's pretty repetitive. I'm not going to go over the entire state rules and all, because the same thing's going to apply to the state as to district. So really the big thing is making sure that you get your roster submitted to me by the 26th and making sure that those entries are turned in and submitted. It just makes it a lot easier, I think, on everybody. So, I
think I missed on what's the location for the state championship?
The state, it's at the same location, Richland Tennis Center.
Okay.
And that's 71. And I know Bill has it at TCU on the website. That's incorrect.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
The state location is at the Richland Tennis Center. That's 7111 Northeast Loop 820. And that's in North Richland Hills.
I'll change that tomorrow. I failed to actually see that.
Bobby?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Janae Huffman. I'm from Grace Classical. This is our first year. And so I was wondering, is there a chance, can I get your email so that in case I have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. It is B as in boy, R-U-B as in boy, I, the number 3, at Emmanuel, and that's IMMANUEL, warriors.org. And Bill he did highlight it there on that last page. And that is my cell phone number. I'm rarely in my office. I mean, they have me as AD this year and COVID coordinator at the school. And, I've been filling in for teachers as well. So that cell phone number is probably the easiest way to get in contact with me. And then email as well. Or if you need to text me, that's perfectly fine too.
Thank you.
Where to, Bob?
That's it, Bill.
Okay.
We're good.
I told you we wouldn't be here too long.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Hello, this is Coach McKinney with Newman Cedar Hill.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we started a middle school program this year. I wasn't quite sure on whether a middle school player can play up into the tournament, the district tournament.
Eighth graders can.
Eighth grade and up?
Yes, sir. 8th grade and up. No 7th graders.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
When you fill out your roster, you'll find that you cannot put a 7th grader even on the roster. The drop down started 8, 9,
Okay.
10, 12. So that's why I did that.
Okay,
True.
thank you.
Anybody else have questions?
No.
Okay, I've got Katie down as president now. I don't have anything else. I'll just say a little bit about COVID. That's a moving target, and it's beginning to move more and more and more. For now, I would just say as what is on the website, kind of do what you've been doing all spring, all winter, all year. When the kids are not participating, try to get them to either social distance or wear their masks. Try not to integrate schools too much. In track, we asked them to not set tents or camps within 25 feet of each other. So, just the things you've been doing, don't share water, things like that. Don't share food, don't share water. Just the general things that you've been doing all year.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. Forgive me if this is already listed on the COVID information. But as far as at the end of matches, when you shake hands at the net, is that a out, elbow bump, good job, anything?
Well, I think it is on there. It's been a while since I actually read my own document, but typically what most guys are doing, even through basketball, is doing kind of a fist bump, and that's about it. That's about as close as it gets to a handshake. Alan, you got something to say?
It's a racket tap tennis.
Yeah,
We tap our rackets at the net.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. We've already played 4 matches, and after each one, you just go to the net and bump rackets.
Okay, that's what we'll work by. Tell your kids that. That's good. Thanks, Chris. And Alan. Those are good questions. Think a minute before we get out of here. That'll be, we'll be way ahead of the game in the areas that we need to be in. Dustin, do you have anything? I mean, you guys, I don't know that y'all played last year. I'm not sure at Lakeland.
No, we never got a chance to. I mean,
Oh, that's true. I forgot.
meet
Nobody got to
soon
play
just
last
because-
year. That's true. But I think we probably do have some new
Yeah, we never
people
got
here.
to.
Well, guys, if
Yeah.
y'all are,
So I mean, but if anybody's looking for meet or matches,
anybody else have a question? Well, we appreciate, Bobby and I know we appreciate this. You've been here about 40 minutes, and that's about what we like to do if we can get it done. Review those documents. I sent those to your ADs, asked them about it. It's got all those on there that we just looked at, and they're also all on the website. The roster on the website is on the front page under athletic forms, or second page actually, under athletics. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys at Richland Hills. I will tell you this, and Alan knows this, that's a pretty busy part of town over there around that area in the mornings. I would allow myself probably if my deal says the time I get there is 30 minutes, I'd allow myself an hour, because it gets real crowded. I go there every morning at 8 o'clock, between 8 and 8:45, and it's usually backed up. So allow for that.
I actually live about 2 minutes from the tennis center, and the tennis center is located on the campus of Richland High School, which has over 2,000 students. So they're all rolling into school for 8 o'clock. They're 8 o'clock classes. If they're not remote. Loop 820 is where the tennis center is, and Loop 820 is ridiculous. So you do want to, Bill is absolutely right. Give yourself plenty of time.
If it were me, if it says 8:45, I'd plan on being there at 8 o'clock. And you'll probably wind up at 8:45. Maybe. It is busy. All right, guys, I appreciate it.
It's a beautiful.
All right. Thank you.
Chris, you got a question, brother? Just waving by? All right, guys, anybody else? Rick's jumped ship. He's ready to go eat supper. Bobby, we appreciate you. We're glad to see you back healthy. For you guys that do a little prayer warrior work, Gary Rushing, a member of our league and also our track and cross country commissioner, had a heart attack this past Saturday. He is in the hospital at Harris. He is to undergo surgery again tomorrow. He had a heart attack a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I think, but he had another one Saturday on the way to the state basketball finals. And so in that process, we lost 2 workers, but hopefully by going earlier, we kept a friend on board. So have him in your prayers tomorrow. I figure he'll go in for surgery fairly early. And I don't know exactly what it is. I talked to his wife today, and she said it was electrical. So, I'm not sure. I know that has to do with nerves of some kind, and I don't know how they fix that. I asked her if it's a pacemaker situation, and she said no, it's another method. But just keep him in your prayers. He's been very active in the league through the years. He jumped in and helped with the cross country this year in track after we lost Ron Abrams, and seems like everything's going pretty smooth for us considering the COVID and the blizzard of 21. But I'm looking forward to getting this year behind us. and saying that we made it. Even through tennis, we made it. And then even through track, we made it. And through baseball and softball, we made it. And that's a tribute to you guys taking care of your kids as well. So if nobody else has it, I've got a button here that says end it for all. So I can end all of you at the same time if you'd like. So, you know what? Sometimes I feel like that, Bobby. I love you guys, but sometimes I feel like going, end it for all for now, at least for all and for now. You guys know the drill. You deal with those kids all day. I just deal with adults all day, but I get to deal with the kids some. You guys have a great night. This has been recorded, by the way. I meant to tell you that earlier. Everybody was good, so you got nothing to worry about. Main reason I record them is in case we have somebody missing, which we do apparently, and they'll be allowed to catch up by watching the video and maybe taking a little pop quiz or something, but we appreciate your presence. It's very valuable. All right, I'm going to do you a fist bump, Alan. You ready? Okay. You guys be good. We'll see y'all at the match. Bye-bye.
Bye.